Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Shahzad Ahmed. I am a student of Rehan AI Teacher Training Institute. My batch number is 19. I am here to learn and improve my skills. My English is not very strong, but I am trying to improve. I like learning with Think with ChatGPT. Today I want to discuss an important topic. The topic is how develop a reading habits and expand your mind. Let's start discussion. Thank you. So I start to ChatGPT. Let's start. Hello ChatGPT, are you listening?
Absolutely. I'm here and listening. Let's chat.
Okay. My topic discuss how to develop reading habit and expand your mind. Okay.
Sure. That sounds like a great topic. Developing a reading habit can really open up your mind in so many ways. We can talk about tips to get into a good reading routine, picking interesting books, and how it can broaden your perspective. Let's dive in.
Okay, my first question is what is reading?
Well, at its core, reading is basically the process of looking at written or printed words and understanding what they mean. But beyond that simple definition, it's really a way to access new information, stories, and perspectives. It's kind of like a gateway to learning and expanding your mind.
Do you like reading books? Why or why not?
Well, as an AI, I don't actually have personal likes or dislikes. So I don't read books for fun the way a human would. But I definitely think reading is a fantastic activity for humans because it's such a great way to learn and explore new ideas. So if I were human, I'd probably say yes.
What do you read more, books, news, or social media?
So in my case, I don't really have a preference because I don't read for leisure or choose between books, news, or social media the way a person does. But I do process all kinds of information depending on what you ask me. If you want to talk about books, we can do that. If you want to talk about news or social media, I can help with that too.
How often do you read in a week?
Well, I'm kind of always reading in a sense because whenever you ask me something, I'm processing information on the spot. So you could say I'm reading all the time, but it's a bit different from how a person sets aside time to read a book or a newspaper.
Do you read in Urdu or English?
I can handle both. I can read and understand Urdu and English pretty comfortably. So, whichever language you're more comfortable with, just let me know and we can go with that.
Why is reading good for our mind?
Reading is great for our minds because it's like a workout for the brain. When you read, you're basically feeding your mind new ideas, new words, and new perspectives. It can help improve your vocabulary, boost your concentration, and even strengthen your empathy because you get to see the world through different characters' eyes. Plus, it's just a great way to relax and unwind.
Does reading increase knowledge? How?
Absolutely. Reading is a fantastic way to increase your knowledge. Basically, every time you read something, whether it's a book, an article, or even a well written social media post, you're exposing yourself to new information. That could be facts, concepts, different viewpoints, or even just new words. Over time, all that knowledge stacks up and broadens your understanding of the world. So it's a really natural way to keep learning and growing.
Can reading improve think and ideas?
Yes, definitely. Reading can absolutely sharpen your thinking and spark new ideas. When you read, you're exposed to different ways of thinking, new perspectives, and creative solutions that you might not have considered before. It can help you think more critically, make connections between ideas, and come up with your own new insights. So it's a great way to boost your mental creativity and innovation.
How does reading help student?
Reading is super helpful for students in a bunch of ways. For one, it builds up their vocabulary and comprehension skills, which makes it easier for them to understand all kinds of subjects. It also helps them learn to focus and think critically, because when you read, you're kind of training your brain to pay attention and analyze information. Plus, it can make learning more enjoyable, since students can explore topics they're interested in and develop a lifelong love of learning. So it's a win-win.
How does reading help adults and businessmen?
Reading can be a huge asset for adults and businessmen in a few key ways. First, it helps you stay informed and up to date, whether that's through industry news, business books, or leadership articles. That means you can make smarter decisions and stay ahead of trends. Second, it boosts your problem solving skills. You're exposed to different ways of thinking and creative solutions that you can apply in your own work. And finally, it can be a form of stress relief. Taking some time to read can give you a mental break and spark new inspiration. So overall, it's a really valuable habit in both personal and professional life.
What is reading habits?
So a reading habit is basically just a regular routine or pattern of reading that you build into your daily or weekly life. It's kind of like any other habit. You do it regularly, so it becomes a natural part of your routine. For some people, that might mean reading a few pages before bed each night or setting aside time on the weekend to dive into a good book. Over time, that habit helps you read more consistently and get all the benefits of reading without even having to think about it too much.
Why do many people not read books today?
Yeah, it's a good question. A lot of people these days find it tough to fit reading into their lives, and there are a few reasons why. One big reason is just the sheer amount of digital distractions out there, things like social media, streaming services, and just the general busyness of modern life. It's really easy to reach for a phone or turn on the TV instead of picking up a book. Plus, some people might just feel like they don't have the time, or maybe they haven't found the right book that grabs their interest yet. But once you find something that really hooks you, it can be a lot easier to get back into the habit.
How can we start reading daily?
A great way to start reading daily is to begin with something small and manageable. For example, you could set aside just 10 or 15 minutes each day at a specific time, maybe right before bed or during your morning coffee. Pick something you genuinely enjoy, whether it's a novel, a short story, or even an interesting article, and just be consistent. Over time, that small daily effort will naturally turn into a habit, and you'll start to look forward to it.
Is it good to read only 10 to 15 minutes a day?
Absolutely. It's definitely good. Even just 10 to 15 minutes of reading a day can make a big difference over time. It's like any habit. The key is consistency. Those small daily reading sessions add up, and before you know it, you've read a whole book or learned a lot of new things. Plus, it's easier to stick with a short, manageable amount of time than to set huge reading goals that might feel overwhelming. So starting small is a great way to build a lasting reading habit.
What is better reading in the morning or at night?
Well, it really comes down to personal preference and your own schedule. Some people love reading in the morning because it helps them start the day feeling calm and focused. Others prefer reading at night as a way to wind down and relax before bed. There's no one size fits all answer. It's really about what fits best into your routine and when you feel most comfortable and focused. So you can try both and see which one you enjoy more.
Should I choose easy books first? Why?
Yeah, starting with easy books is actually a great idea. When you pick something that's simpler or more enjoyable for you, it helps you build confidence and get into the habit without feeling overwhelmed. It's kind of like easing into a new exercise routine. You start with something manageable and then gradually challenge yourself more as you go. Plus, easy books can be a lot of fun and help you rediscover the joy of reading. So it's a great way to get started.
Good. How can mobile phone help in reading PDF apps?
Yeah, absolutely. Mobile phone can be a really handy tool for reading. You can use ebook apps or PDF readers right on your phone, which means you can read pretty much anywhere, whether you're commuting, waiting in line, or just have a few spare minutes. Plus, there are lots of apps that let you customize your reading experience, like adjusting the font size or switching to dark mode. It's a really convenient way to fit more reading into your day.
How Does reading open our mind?
Well, reading really opens our minds by exposing us to new ideas, different cultures, and perspectives that we might not encounter in our everyday lives. When you read, you're essentially stepping into someone else's shoes and seeing the world through their eyes. That can challenge your assumptions, spark new thoughts, and help you think more critically. Also helps you develop empathy because you get a glimpse into other people's experiences and emotions. So overall, it's a great way to broaden your horizons and think in new and more open ways.
Can reading reduce stress and tensions?
Yes, absolutely. Reading can be a fantastic way to reduce stress and tension. When you get absorbed in a good book, it can take your mind off your worries and give you a mental break from the stresses of daily life. It's kind of like a form of escapism that helps you relax and unwind. Plus, can slow down your heart rate and ease muscle tension, especially if you read in a quiet, comfortable environment. So it's a great way to de-stress.
How does reading help in self confidence?
Yeah, reading can definitely boost self confidence in a few ways. First, as you read more and learn more, you naturally feel more knowledgeable and well rounded. That kind of knowledge can give you confidence in conversations or when you're facing new situations. Plus, finishing books or reaching your reading goals can give you a sense of accomplishment, which can also boost your self esteem. And finally, reading about different characters and experiences can help you see that you're not alone in facing challenges, which can be pretty empowering.
Okay. What kind of book do you like?
Well, I don't actually have personal preferences since I'm not human, but I think for anyone looking to get into reading, it's all about choosing books that genuinely interest you, whether that's fiction, non-fiction, mysteries, biographies, self-help, whatever sparks your curiosity. So feel free to explore different genres and see what you enjoy the most.
Which book changed your thinking?
There are so many books out there that can shift the way you think, and it really depends on what kind of ideas resonate with you. For some people, a book like *Sapiens* by Yuval Noah Harari can completely change how they view human history and society. For others, something like a classic novel or a powerful memoir might give them new insights into life. It's all about finding the books that speak to you personally and open your mind in new ways.
What advice will you give to people who doesn't read?
Well, I'd say if you don't read much, start small and pick something that genuinely interests you. Doesn't have to be a huge novel. Even short articles or fun genre you like can get you going. And try to make it a habit by setting aside just a few minutes each day. Over time, you might find it become something you really enjoy. So just be curious and give it a go.
How can parents develop reading habit in children?
Yeah, that's a great question. One of the best things parents can do is just make reading a regular and fun part of everyday life. You can read aloud to your kids, even when they're really young, and let them see you reading too, so they know it's something enjoyable. Also, let them pick out books that interest them, whether that's comics, picture books, or stories about their favorite topics. The key is to keep it positive and pressure free, so the reading feels like an adventure, not a chore.
Okay. How can reading help in better future?
Well, reading can really shape a better future because it equips you with knowledge, critical thinking skills, and a broader perspective on the world. The more you read, the better you can understand different viewpoints, solve problems creatively, and make informed decisions. Plus, it can inspire you to set new goals and stay curious about learning throughout your life. So, in the long run, reading can open up more opportunities and help you grow both personally and professionally.
What did you learn today about reading?
Well, today we've talked about all sorts of things about reading. We covered how it can expand your mind, reduce stress, boost self confidence, and even help kids develop good habits. So, overall, we really just learned that reading is a powerful tool for lifelong learning and personal growth.
Okay, thank you very much. I understand some questions and apply my life, inshallah, better than improvement for my this knowledge. Thank you very much. Bye. Allah Hafiz.